Hi kids, it's teacher Michelle, and I'm here to go over our memory verse for June. Now, do you know why we memorize Bible verses? If you think you know, you can pause the video and tell your brother or your sister or mommy and daddy why we memorize Bible verses. We memorize verses to help us remember what God says in the Bible. We memorize verses so that we can take parts of the Bible with us everywhere we go and whenever we want to think about God or maybe tell people about God. This month, our memory verse comes from Romans chapter 10, verse 9. It goes, because if you confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. Romans chapter 10, verse 9. Let's do that one more time. Because if you confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. Romans chapter 10, verse 9. So let's go over this Bible verse in each part so that we can understand what God is trying to tell us. So the first part, because if you confess with your mouth. So we confess because we are telling people things. We want to tell people something that we know is true or something that's important to us because we want them to know. Like if your friend tries to share their peanut snack with you and you confess that you're allergic to peanuts, so you can't eat it. Or if your friends invite you over on Sunday morning and you confess that you go to church on Sunday, so you can't go. So we confess with our mouth. Well, what are we confessing? We are confessing that Jesus is Lord. Do you know what Lord means? For Jesus to be Lord of your life means that he is the ruler, he's the boss, he's the master of your whole life. But not everyone wants Jesus to tell them what to do or to be the boss of them. But if you confess that Jesus is your Lord, it means that you try to follow all of his commandments in everything you do because you're obeying him. And this next part, and we believe in our heart. Now, why believe in our heart? What about our head? Because what we believe in our head can always change. What we think can always change. But when you believe something in your heart, you hold on to it tightly, no matter what other people say or think, because you believe that it is true. And if we believe in our heart that God raised him from the dead, it's because we believe that after Jesus died on the cross, he didn't stay dead. We believe that God raised Jesus from the dead and that Jesus is still alive in heaven. And if we believe these things, you will be saved. This means that God will save us from our sins so we can be together with him in heaven. So let's try that together one more time. 1, 2, 3. Because if you confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. Romans chapter 10, verse 9. That's our memory verse for this month. I hope you keep on practicing so you can remember this Bible verse wherever you go. Bye, kids.